Do you hear the captain sing, crying out across the stars? It is the anthem of the players, crushed beneath the endless charge.
When the packs are 99 and the servers barely run, then the game becomes a prison and the players say,
we're done.
Will you join the cause today? Raise your banners through the void. Stand together as a people. Make the galaxy annoyed. When the credits fuel the chains and the joy is sold away, we will fight for what was promised and we'll take the game we play. Will you buy or will you fight for a fleet that's truly free? Will you pay $100 just to grind the same debris? Same debris. Same debris.
From the Borg to Romulan space, from the stars to Klingon war, every captain swears together we won't pay them anymore.
Do you hear the captain sing of the bugs they will not bear?
Okie dokie. Let me get all this turned down. Welcome in, everybody. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. If you were watching, I don't expect today to be a day where there's a lot of y'all here, and that's completely a-okay. If you end up watching this afterwards, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great holidays. If you're watching this live, well, welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful time here in game. We're going to do some, so I will still have my normal Christmas Eve streams here. It won't be extremely robust, not going to have any guests on or anything, but we're still going to go through a lot of the stuff. Help y'all for those who are playing with Alliance tournaments and such. And also, I got to do my takeovers because, well, that's the time of year that it is. But welcome in, everybody. And truly, I do hope y'all are having a wonderful time with family and friends. And if you're not, you have us in the game, which are still family and friends. So either way, you got us. No excuses. Be happy. Welcome. I hope y'all are doing well. And if y'all do happen to be like Caleb, well, those poor souls who are working on Christmas Eve, let me tell you, appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. So let's get into it. Obviously, we've got Alliance tournaments, right? That's going to be a big one for everybody, is making sure they got all their tournament stuff done. And if you're doing Alliance tournaments, well, pay attention because some things have changed slightly. Now, they're not major changes, but there are some. And I also need to get my Alliance tournament spreadsheet out so we can have this ready for y'all and that we can go over all the tasks and inspect. Okay, welcome in, everybody. What's the answer to 11 Days of Christmas? Here, let me jump in real quick, and we'll let you know. But by the way, good to see you, DA9526. So today's 11 Days of Christmas, which is the 10th one. What was the name of the Dominion's main stronghold in the Alpha Quadrant? Cardassia Prime. Get to mining that par steel. Cardassia Prime. Get to mining that par steel, baby. Get into it. It's good stuff. We love mining those. Eat those rocks. Eat them. Just yum, chomp on them rocks. So yeah, get you some rock chopping and you'll be good to go. Martine, good to see you. Welcome in. Sean, Mika, Eddie, Galvron, Combs, Killer Elros is here. Zoltan, Killer Elros, I feel like I've seen you all. Great to see you. James, who's one of our regulars. Good to see you. Caleb, welcome in. Oh, who else we got? Kevin's, we got Triax, Drastic League, DW Viper. Great to see you, Viper. Still got to respond to your post, Viper. Let's see. Eddie, Braindig, D-Woo, Kevin's, Chief Doc, CF Rob, Scud Missile, Dr. Finger It Out, David, GT Carrot, Galvon. Welcome in, everybody. Do really hope Merry Christmas is all up in your face. There are smells and things preparing for tomorrow. For the first time ever, my wife and I are hosting Christmas for my family. So the smells are all in my house the day before, and it's very nice. If this is what being an adult is like, it's quite nice. I like it. All right. Welcome in. All right. Just built your Tribune this morning. Going to have some fun trying it out. Heck yeah, Hydra. I think you will have a blast. I mean, it's amazing how the game evolves and adapts. I mean, there are definitely times where, you know, we talk about especially when new content comes out. Hey, you don't need to do this, skip this, don't put time into it. And then as time changes, that answer might change. One of the things that we used to do all the time, Hydra, and you remember some of these conversations or have seen them. We talked about, look, the G4 epics, the level 50s, and the Tribune. Just skip them. You don't need them. They're too costly. And see, now I would argue that it would be a mistake to skip them just because the economy has adjusted so much, allowing people to do that. And I think it makes a more rewarding game as well. So I'm very excited for you. And if you really enjoy the nerdy math side of the game, the Tribune can hands down be one of the best things that you ever acquire, just because of all the shot manipulations you can do. And I mean, I've seen Tribunes put up the same DPR because they magnified their number of shots as a Sanctus, right? And that's very rare to have a previous generation ship with that type of firepower moving forward. So there's some really cool stuff you can do, and I'm excited for you. And feel free to share that excitement and all those different things you try and experiment with on the Discord. So you're not really grown up till you cook for your mom. Well, then I was a grown up at like 6 years old. So Triax says, I went G5 this arc. Congratulations, Triax. Welcome to G5. But should I get all the G4 epics for the lulz? I have the Enterprise A already because I want the D, but wondering about the rest. If you're asking how I would play, then yes. Keep in mind that I'm a ship collector, right? I love collecting everything in this game. I love the lore of Star Trek. I love being involved in Star Trek. I want more Star Trek, and there's good Star Trek and bad Star Trek, and I want it all. For me, the answer is yes. Now, I will say this. If you decide to go after all of the 3 epics, we'll slow your gameplay down if you're choosing to not only go after them, but to invest in them. Now, I will say this, you don't have to sit at level 50 and max out the epics. You don't have to do that at all, right? You can absolutely play the game and be A-okay if you just pick them up and upgrade them on your way to level 60 so that you can scrap them and use those to further your needs of a G6 epic. I'm sorry, G5 epic, getting ahead of myself there. So yeah, absolutely would get all 3. You don't necessarily need to sit down at level 50 and do that though. I think it's important to point that out. You can absolutely pick them up on the way, but if you're also enjoying, one thing that I like to stress in this game is if you have found a level that you're just having fun, stay at that level until it's not fun anymore. Not every ops level in STFC is guaranteed to be fun for you. And if you're having a good time, feel free, sit there and just have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean it. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. You can absolutely enjoy that, and it's A-okay. I'm going to go grab something. I don't want to do Mirror Universe. Q Continuum I can do. Not my favorite. What else we got over here? There's the Galactic Recruit, Multiphasic. I'm not buying a pack. And Syndicate XP. That's not going to happen. I need a better grind run than all these. Also, all the new is really bugging me. I want to swap that out. All right. Why does it slow us down? I basically finished on my G4 research and only have specialty ships. Slowing it down, Triax, meaning, if you were spending time specifically to max out the G4 ships at level 50, a lot of players would see that as purposely slowing down your ops progression. So I think it's important for me to provide that caveat because there are multiple ways to play. Now, personally, I don't view it as slowing down. I view it as completing your goals, right? And there's a lot of different things that we all say. I mean, I've had, me and Lube have had lots of shows together and conversations. And Lube is obviously, for those that don't know, another one of our content creators here in STFC. And he's very big on the ops progression style, as in every goal should be getting you to the next ops level. And we've disagreed on like terminology before. And because of that, we try to word things in a way that is, I guess, inclusive. I don't know. Just trying to make sure more people are aware of all the different styles. Well, you can find what works for you because not everybody wants to play like me. Personally, hit level 50, building all 3 epics. I love it, right? I love all the different things I can do and all I can prepare myself. But maybe in terms of slowing down Triax, maybe you're ready to experience Outpost, but you can't do that at level 50. You've got to go 51. And if you've made up your mind that you're not going into G5 until you're done with the epics, then that would be slowing you down. It's all about how you choose to play and what's important and what's valuable to you. There's no wrong answer. And I really want to stress that. This game should be fun. I know it's an absolutely crazy thing to think about that this game should be fun, but it should. It absolutely should. And my goal is to try to help make it fun for everybody as well. Yeah. Merry Christmas to you as well, Viper. Ballybomb, good to see you. Welcome in. Would you recommend sitting at 50 or 51 to catch up / get research done? I just went to 50 for the Tribune, so I'm in no real hurry, but unlocking some research / specialty ship tiers might be nice. See, this is a great point, Hydra. I will say this, the advantage of being at 50 is you're not in G5 yet, which means you don't have G5 requirements. For example, Outpost, right? I would say this, if you have completed the G4 content and you feel very confident with it, for example, the elite waves, right? You've been doing formation armadas with your friends and your alliance mates, and you've got your Zindi loop pretty much wrapped up. You're just waiting for 51 to max it out. Then yeah, go ahead and hit to 51. If you've not done all those things, it's a reason to still sit at G4, take advantage of the fact that you're in better leaderboard brackets. Remember, going into G5 is going to change leaderboard brackets in a way that it makes it much more difficult for you to contest, especially with more and more people being up there, right? You've also got to, balance all the new content that is essentially hits when you hit 51. And some of that content is technically content that's available previously, but there's a lot of things that opens up at 51 that is you're going to feel the pressure from the game to do. The transition loop really pressures you in G5 to make sure you're doing the transition loop. The outpost loop absolutely is there. I'm kicking myself that I forgot to put my ships out last night and just run an outpost loop. And now I feel like I'm behind because I forgot to do that. And that's a crummy feeling. That FOMO seeps in. It's insidious, man. It's like root beer. So you just got to kind of weigh it for yourself. Personally, I think if you, again, keeping it simple, stupid. I love the KISS method. If you're having fun, stay where you're at, work on your goals, then move up at whatever pace you want to. As long as you're aware of what's happening as soon as you move to that next level, right? Same thing in alliance tournaments, right? You don't have to do all the grind tasks, but if you feel like you have the time and the wherewithal to do those, then yeah, those are obviously going to be some of the best ones for a lower level. Or you can ride the 750s, because some of these are pretty easy, right? It's all up to you. How do you want to approach it? And there's not a wrong answer there. Swarm, that's terrible, but maybe I could do the swarm one. I hate swarms though. I'm more tempted to do the sentries, even though I don't have that or the Q continuum. Maybe we'll do the Q continuum ones. Honestly, I could just start re-rolling. Let's re-roll. Let's do that instead. See if I can't find a hostile mission I like. Why are you picking on Root Beer? Fantasy Tabby, that was a reference to Deep Space Nine, which clearly you've not watched, or else you would catch one of the most iconic scenes in Star Trek history. Shame on you, Tabby. You are now being shamed for not knowing Star Trek. How dare you? Get out. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Seethan, good to see you as well. And Dexter says, so over the FOMO. Amen to that, man. That's the best way to play. A lot of people wonder, like, Rev, why are you not angrier? And I have people like, why are you not going after Scopely? Simple. I don't let them piss me off anymore. I just don't. I've ignored FOMO, and I have fun now. And I truly mean that. I have fun playing STFC. I'm not saying everything's perfect, right? I've been right there with you this month griping about the event store. I mean, I really, really dislike the Ferengi event store, and I feel like here in Christmas, and y'all correct me if y'all disagree, I feel like here during Christmas, it is worse than, I think, well, let me put it this way. I feel like now during Christmas, you can really feel how bad the Ferengi store is. You can feel how much currency you're missing and how many offers in the store you're missing. Now, maybe others disagree with me, but I feel like now that Christmas is here, everybody's like looking around going, wow, this really is woof, right? It's easier to be like, yay, we get an event store every month when you're like in August, but then you get into like the months where we know are typically like great months, Christmas usually being one of them, and you're just staring at the event store going, well, this sucks, right? So you got to find a way to play. And for me, that ignore FOMO has just become such a critical thing. It might seem cheesy, but the ignore FOMO, have fun has certainly changed my gameplay in a positive way, which is why I really try to share that out with other people as well, because it really has made my game experience so much better. Yeah. Doug says, where's the amazing event store? You get the Ferengi one, and you're gonna like it. You're not gonna like it at all. But again, that's also where the ignoring FOMO comes from, or why it's important, because if you're ignoring FOMO and you don't have a great event store, it's a lot easier to feel like, okay, well, I mean, it sucks, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying be happy, but I am saying you can just go, you know what? It happens, no big deal, move on, go where we go from here, right? And you just play it like that. So that's what I would encourage everybody. Ignore FOMO, focus on the fun, find what that is for you, and then people like me can help you be the best you can. Mark, good to see you. Says I was 45, rushed a little bit to start 46 because I wanted the pilot. Want to stay there a while and get caught up. Nothing wrong with that. You've actually got more research that just opened up. Because you went to 45/46, you've got rares in your refinery now. That can help you out with your progression. Not to mention the relativity. Very important at that level. You can also get the GS31 now if you're not already. Definitely do that for your waves. That's a great level to reach. So, yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up and good. You should be excited. I'm excited for you. And exactly, Sean. Don't worry. Be happy. Absolutely. All right. What else we got? So I've got 10 more minutes left on this territory. Let's check all of our refines real quick and see if there's anything I could do. I do need to go run more of these. If you happen to be with me on server 710, don't let me forget that we need to go do more formation armadas. I definitely need that. All right, I'm on the same page as Rev, says Denro. I'm staying where I'm at in the game because I'm having fun with what I'm doing. And Merry Christmas, everyone. Agreed. James says, do they plan to make G6 freebooters for the X-Borg sweeps? They've been saying that. I don't know if you saw yesterday's video, James, and if you didn't, go watch it because you're loyal, and I expect continual loyalty. I did that on yesterday's video where that was something that was supposed to come this year and did not. I will, of course, be bugging them about it coming next year, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, the plan was for G6 freebooters to actually launch here in November/December. That was the plan. Did not happen, obviously. So now we have to push and try to make sure that it happens as soon as possible in early 2026. But that was always the plan, for it to come out towards the end of this year. And sadly, that just didn't end up happening, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. I mean, what are we going to do about it? So, been able to pick up my Revenant and Relativity with the store, and I'm using it now for their parts. Awesome, John. That's awesome. Congratulations. And those are good places to put it, right? The primes that are available, particularly the mirror primes and the specialty ships, they're probably the number one. And that is a bit different than what I usually recommend, because I love saying, and I do believe it's true, that officers are forever. But now that you have the Officer Depot token store, that can kind of take some of that pressure off as you're leveling up, allowing you to focus more on stuff like these officers. I'm actually saving a lot of this currency until I get up into G4 on this account, where even more opens up and becomes available to start grabbing. But I've already done really heavy investment into like Nurse Chapel. We've been working on Board Q there in the background. So made quite a few moves here on this account. Not to mention, I've got the pretty skin for my, look, again, talk about things that are fun. This is fun. It's silly. It doesn't really matter. But the Red Enterprise, the Crimson Prize, having fun. Merry Christmas to you as well, Hemi. Great to see you, my friend. See that says, can your level 38 ships make it to Texas space? I'm stuck pending the dark space mission, but wondering if there's any way to get to Texas space. So zoom out real quick. Find the hat. For those that don't remember, it looks like a cowboy hat up here. There you go. Boom. And I think it's, where's the lock on that? I'm trying to remember where the lock is. I think it's right at, it's either unlocking the Monavine or it's right at 40 to unlock this, if I'm remembering correctly. Now, it has been a while, so I need to double check that. But I think it is having to be G4 and above. Sean says, one of your favorite skins. Man, I'm hoping that they are going to be more focused on cosmetics in 2026. I've been screaming it for a long time. And as I've said before, a lot of times you can say a really good idea at STFC and it takes them a long time to adjust to doing that idea. You know, right now we have the battle passes in a way that I think are the best they've ever been. And what I mean by that is, I mean, you've got targeted battle passes, like level 30s have things targeted at them. I think that's great. I think this is how things finally should have always been type deal. But it took 2 years since I originally pitched that idea. I'm not trying to take full credit for it. Obviously, everybody at Scopely, you know, they can figure things out. They can listen to feedback themselves. But what I am trying to say is, you know, it takes them a while. So as long as we keep hammering at it, eventually we're going to get it. And I've been hammering for a while now about really focusing on ship skins and that they should use that as, one of their drivers, and I'm hoping that makes more things available for all of us that are just fun cosmetic things that, believe it or not, can also be a good revenue generator. I mean, there are plenty of skins that already exist in this game that, given the option, I would spend 20, 30 bucks on just to have. So that's something that they have to figure out their balance for themselves. But as far as me, I'm really hoping that's going to be something that they explore heavily this upcoming year. Don't forget to tell them to get both skins for the Enterprise and activate them, because they always on after that. Well, yeah, that's every skin, by the way. Every skin is essentially a research, and simply activating it, turning it on, is going to be all that you need to do to take advantage of that. That's it. All you got to do is to turn it on. So once you collect it, you don't have to apply the skin. You don't have to, you're not picking and choosing, and this froze, so we're going to have to reboot. You just simply need to activate your skin, and then you'll get any bonuses. Zoe, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you very much for that very kind donation to the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate you supporting me and my family. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you very much. I got to go turn on the others channel real quick because I had to shut it down because it froze, because of course Starship Fleet Command has problems. Shocker. Seriously, Zoe, that is very kind. Thank you very much for supporting my family. Also, my voice wanting to go out before Christmas is not ideal. Not ideal. All right, back in. So we got solo Outpost directives here at an Alliance Tournament store. I am not planning on going after that, but worth noting, obviously we've got several things in there now. I actually been doing the Emblems of Honor. Believe it or not, Premium Mirror Dust is one that I'm a big fan of. Some of these are Masters League locked though, so keep that in mind. But they have added a few more things into this, including those Outpost directives that you just saw. And this thing freezing up every time somebody's flashing is annoying. There's also Officer Depot tokens in here. So again, lots of additions, or a lot's not a good word. A few different additions that could be good. Again, sadly, some of these are locked out. Now, thankfully, the officer tokens are not locked with just Masters League. So that's a win in terms of their additions. That's a win to have that not be locked behind Masters League. So I am very grateful for that, because my low-level account has got access to those Officer Depot tokens, which, again, is such a critical resource here early in the game. We've been asking for more ways to get them. And I'm, again, grateful that those are now available. If you are willing to spend 20 or 30, they'll only sell it for 50 or 100. You know what? Then I'm willing to spend 5 or 10. You see what I did there, Triaxle? Reverse psychology. There we go. Brand says I spent 7+ hours raiding through 100 trillion regular resources and got to the coveted Sigma. 19 mil par, 3 million trip. Some people might read that, Brandon, and go, well, that doesn't seem worth it. That's actually a lot of Sigma par still and Sigma trip. So congratulations. I'm still waiting for when they're going to release a way for us to just get Sigma directly, whether that is a special ship or whether that's a special item. I mean, you've got to figure at some point they're going to allow players to get past these huge walls, right? I know it's been brought up before. We'll see if it ends up rolling out, but it absolutely has been brought up many, many times. Do you think they'll make them permanent if they get enough feedback about those temporary store rewards? Absolutely can, yeah. It's, again, that's why I tell people, like, make sure that when there are things that are positive, you make it known. Because if you don't, Scopely will be like, well, they don't like anything, so it doesn't matter what we give them. It matters. No, Scopely, we appreciate some things, and don't worry, we'll let you know. I'll let you know if there's something that I appreciate. So, which, by the way, before I get distracted, I've got to go. Premium Mirror Dust I just collected. That means we need to go to our Premium Mirror tree right now, and we need to start doing those Premium Mirrors. Yes, this is one of my favorite parts about Alliance tournaments right now, is the premium mirror that we're able to grab. So that gave me a little bit more Apex barrier. Again, that's not the goal. The goal is to get right down here. And we're slowly working our way. Obviously, we got to get through all these backlogs. We're slowly working our way to finally get that premium isolytic. I don't know how many people in chat have it, but I am slowly working my way downtown, trying to get that. All right. My guess is a multi-tiered prime to raid Sigma directly, or a prototype Chaos Tech. The Chaos Tech is what I lean towards. Them doing something like a Chaos Tech to make that happen. Yeah. Corey says they've already released the way through the paywalls. It's called the web store. Fair enough. Fair enough. You had it at Ops 51. Harrison, you got it off 51 and spent no money on premium mirror. Because it seems unlikely. Not that I'm trying to call you out. That seems unlikely. And if you did, then you need to teach me your ways, because I do every pull I can. Let me recall all this over here and get these done. About the same place as you are. Thank you, Tim, for making me feel better. Thank you. Only battle passes. See, I don't even buy those. There have been a couple of good battle passes, specialty battle passes that had premium mirror dust in them, but Rev has not been consuming or partaking. All my bills, or all my money this year has been going on medical bills, and then Christmas here this year. So, and then of course, we had to replace the work computer, and that was a nice credit card bill. So I have not been buying a lot of the extra packs that I normally might in STFC. So, yeah, I'm guessing on lots and lots of tournaments. Well, we'll see, the premium mirror has only been out for a couple of tournaments now, and I've spent all that I can on the premium mirror in the tournaments that it was available, right? So, good call out. But let's see, this is the building efficiency one. That one's actually pretty good. We'll go and grab that one. At least try to grab that one. It's a pretty nice one. Alliance likes having the building efficiency one, so we're going to launch that and see if we can get it. Tim says they buy every battle pass and pull everything in your Op 69 and still a couple of months away. See, that makes me feel a little bit better, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for helping me feel a little bit better, because they came in level 51 just having me feel some type of way, right? I'm like, dang. Yeah. Where you do the whole PvP thing. So in Terran Empire, I've actually pulled all my premium mirror dust. It's no longer available. I've pulled all the premium mirror dust that can be pulled via the Terran Empire. So it's actually, I enjoy PvP arenas for what they are. I know, Brandon, that's not your thing. We're just transitioning because you brought it up. But there's really no reason for me to do arenas anymore, because I've gotten all the rewards from it. Unless you count Mirror Uhura. I've not maxed out Mirror Uhura. But, I mean, generally, I've gotten everything I can from that. I just do it to enjoy the process. Hey, look, I got Jailus shards. Look at that. That's fantastic. Gotta love getting Jailus shards. All right, let's go back into here and let's start doing our Masters League over on this account. I've got 66,000 currency, so maybe I should get some Outpost directives. I'm going to probably get some Officer Depot tokens. Hazard particles will allow me to speed up some of my hazard stuff I've got going on right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Do I want to get the Hull Piercer? I don't really think I do. Chat, feel free to chime in if you're like, hey, Rev, I think you should get something. Like these against Armadas, they're meh. I can double check. Those don't work against Outpost, but I'll double check. Let me double check on that one, because they are inexpensive, and we do have a couple of FTs and CTs that will secretly work that aren't sometimes supposed to. So I'm gonna actually check my master sheet real quick and look, just out of curiosity. Let's see, Druada, Sentient Missile, where are you? Does not. All right, just wanted to double check. Does not work on Outpost. Those are regular particles. How do you not have hundreds of thousands? Just because I spend them and I don't have hundreds of thousands. Now, you are right that rares tend to be more valuable, but I don't have hundreds of thousands of regular hazard particles. All these are maxed. We do need to go double check, make sure, but all those are maxed. Already have all that. Already have these skins. I think I have the Fuchsia Glass skin. We need to go double check that. I do hate that we still, 2025 is wrapping up, but we still got to like write down what we need because this thing does not automatically delete stuff. So let me do that real quick. Let me go check. I'm going to make a note of what I need to check. Number one, we need to check, what was it? Crap. See, I think I could still upgrade these, but we need to check. Oh my gosh, right here, Fuchsia Glass. Do I have that skin yet? Tarka's Isolic weapon, I know I don't have. I do want to do more Kashar artifact. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one now. You got a spreadsheet for that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need to do that, but I just have this weird phobia of spreadsheets. So ignore. Hey, good to see you, Darth. Welcome in. Merry Christmas to you. You've unlocked 18 primes from Alliance tournaments thanks to your guidance. Congratulations. I do have almost every prime here unlocked as well. And again, like Braindick, in fact, if you want to share your spreadsheet, feel free. If you want to give people a copy of, if you've made it real pretty and organized, which I would assume you have. Definitely something that others can find useful. Let me go check on that glass skin real quick. Can always use more premium mirror dust. Yeah, I just pulled Mind Chatter. Absolutely. One of the best things they've added into tournaments. Definitely have some annoyances with some of the walls they put up. Like, do we need to have everything be Masters League on some of those things? No, but still. All right, put this over here. And then I'll see. Fuchsia Glass. Do we have that unlocked? Doesn't look like it. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. We do not have that at all. So let's go ahead and start pulling our Fuchsia Glass with our rewards. You need a spreadsheet that lists all the spreadsheets. That is actually something that is being developed, Braindig. Shout out to Quasel and the gang. That's going to be on stfc.wtf here in the near future. Look at 2026. Lots of good community update stuff coming. I can never tell y'all when, STFC itself is going to have cool updates, because sometimes they just kind of like happen. But we have a lot of cool stuff with the volunteers all coming out. So, and then you have the newest spreadsheet we just showed off, which y'all can go check out at stfc.cc, which is the one that shows you every officer, FT, CT, PT, etc. that works versus PvP, Outpost, hostiles. If y'all haven't checked that video out, you really, really should. All right, we just did our Kashara and we did our Fuchsia Glass. So let me come in here and upgrade that. Spreadsheet dictionary. Yeah, look, I know everybody used to joke that EvE Echoes was that way, but we've reached that same level where we've now got to do that. We now have to have spreadsheets for STFC. And if you're not one of those people that want spreadsheet, good news, you can just rely on people like me and others to give you what you need. All right, so we need to do Guinan's weapon. And where was the other one? Perk's phaser rifle. So both of those we can grab as well. Again, just trying to finish out my stuffs. Where is it at? There we go. New update. So it auto filters officers available based on hostile. Very nice, Viper. I've not picked up the new update yet, so shout out to it. We'll probably cover that maybe tonight on the Twitch stream. If you're around and we're doing STFC, remind me. That'd probably be a really good thing to pull up for that, and to show people the updated version. The only drawback to spreadsheets is every time there's an update, you got to go make a new copy. But, I mean, is that really the biggest issue? Nah, it's not really that big of a deal. Actually, I think I got both of those. Yeah, I do have both of those. Okay. War room to 51 for the tourney store. Very nice. I'm actually upgrading mine to 48. It's not quite as far as you, but I'm upgrading mine right now, Sydney. All thanks to stuff that we're doing right now. All right, recruitee data. Don't really need any of these. We'll do those eventually, but I could do that one. Obviously, I need to get more officers done there. I've been a little bit lazy with that. And back here, let's continue saving to max those out for our away teams. What others do we have? Xborg. Speaking of sweeps, we still need to get those sweeps done. Everything kind of done in here. Let me just go ahead and do that one, just for the heck of it. Now we'll go back and check Alliance Tournaments events. So the whole time I could have been doing events, and we need to prepare for that takeover in a couple of hours. Somebody want to hit me up with a reminder. It's appreciated. Zen Deep is also running. Shout out to James for the call out. Oh, my brain failed. But anyway, Zen Deep, we were talking about premium mirror dust. That's another way to grab it. Very, very important. All right. Tasks, let's see what we got. Protomatter, which is free to playable, but I don't want to do it. Yeah, Epic Borg Solar Armada Directive has got one of the good ones, like just right off the bat. That's awesome. I'll go grab that real quick. You have some NAE spreadsheets and websites for this game that you have so many spreadsheets and websites for this game that I have an entire always-on Mozilla window on my laptop. And I'm sure the RAM on your computer really appreciates that. Yeah. Mozilla sucks up a lot of RAM. But yeah, I get it, man. So how I do it is I have all of them saved, organized in my Google Drive, and I can just search in my Google Drive what I need, and bam, I go there. That's how I do it, if y'all are curious. All right, cube, pull. Have you heard any rumors about TC overhaul next season? I was joking they'll do 6-star nose, but also be 500% hazard, which make it crazy for TC battles. I haven't heard that at all, no. Are there plans to upgrade territory that will be revisited? At least, to my understanding, there is a discussion to revisit territory next year. But what exactly does that look like? I don't have any details on that. Let me go ahead and pull this. This will give us our epic Borg. Get our task done. The trickle premium mirror dust is just max all the resources so you don't need it anymore. Very nice, Slag. Thank you for that, wonderful insight. Without it, we'd be lost. Thank you very much, Slag. All right, 6-star materials. Again, that's... I actually don't remember. Can I do that? Because I don't remember if I have enough of the tokens and stuff to do that. So you only grab what you can finish right away. There are only 2 of each 10K, and if 2 people are holding them for later, then others waste their refreshes. So Galvin, don't know if you know this, that some of them have 2 variants, some of them have more, some of them have less. There are a couple that I'm pretty sure only have 1 variant. So somebody can hold on to it and nobody else can re-roll for it, which is very annoying. Very annoying. But still a very good call out, by the way. And I appreciate you helping keep everybody informed because, again, these can be very annoying things that slow you down without, you trying to, or trying to avoid those things. It can hit you unawares. Was your RAM in your old PC spared? Yeah. I actually put the old RAM from the old PC into the new PC because 64 gigs of DDR5 6400, which is what I have in here. Here, I'll actually pull up how much it's going for on Amazon right now. By the way, to be very clear, I did not spend this, but the same set that I have is currently selling. Holy crap. It's out of stock, but currently selling for $900 US. The Corsair Vengeance DDR5 64 gig set at 6400 megahertz speed. Currently selling for $900. That's about triple what it was when this was purchased. So yeah, RAM price is getting crazy. RAM price is going absolutely insane. James says for the transient mining sweeps, is it any transient or just elite? Any. Thomas, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for loving on me and my family. The fact that there's over 200 people here on Christmas Eve is crazy, but I am very glad to see many of you because it gives me a chance to tell y'all Merry Christmas. For that research, by the way, let's go ahead and jump over to it. I'm actually getting really close to doing that. Starships. Here's calls. So we got sweeps, mining transient, and it's any transition. I am getting really close to having that done. Yeah, they are, Mika. I mean, if my RAM went out, I would just be SOL. I'd be up the creek without a paddle. That's what I'm saying. Be up a creek without a paddle. All right, there we go. Refinery. And we'll start doing all these pulls. Getting all the stuff. Y'all keep bringing your questions. I'm here for them. All right. Merry Christmas, Ozu. Welcome in. Hopefully you are doing well. Thank you for being here. Oh, we got our Outpost pulls. Yep, there's more premium mirror dust we're going to grab. See, we need to go run more Outposts. There's another 100. Got more Emblems of Honor. Working on Nog. Working on High Arc. Dax. Just not really getting any far with Cisco right now, so I need to run more of the Epics. I got to wait an hour for that. That's annoying. Volkerfine. G6 Freebooters. What up, PAX? That's not going to happen until next year. I don't have a date for you. It was supposed to happen this year. All I can tell you is that it is not happening until next year. I obviously would want it to happen much sooner than that. But next year is when we can look for that to happen. Here, let me get my Dauntless out. Just for that aggregation real quick. Can you be upgraded? It would appear you cannot. Never mind. You need more Outpost plunder. So what are you? So this account's a 63 JC. What are you currently running? So I do the 60s. I do the 60s and do pretty okay with them. Which ones are you currently running? And if you need help, I can show you exactly what I use. So I use my board cube. I use a Negvar, which is a baby Negvar. It's only tier 4, to be clear, but I use a Negvar. I'm doubling up battleships to mostly just kind of soak up for the board cube. But I complete the 60s. And that's helped out a lot. Aggravation event is coffee pasta. They had to fix the milestones last time after the event started. It'll be the same issue this time. Yeah, I've definitely had a few people DM me already about the milestones, but I think also a lot of people are just kind of out there with the mindset of, I don't care, right? Like a lot of people are just whatever right now. They're enjoying time with family, and I think that's fine. So, yeah, let's see. Final Weapon Wednesday, Zen Deep. I cannot forget. We need to go do Zen Deep. Well, if we're going to do Zen Deep, I'm just going to go cheese it real quick. And that was the crew I was using, by the way. I don't need to do it this way, but I'm going to anyway. Oh, forgot. We got Zindi Armadas today as well. Duh. Today is Zindi Armada Day. So we'll actually take a ship out and work on that. Hey, Merry Christmas, Swoop. Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed one. Is it just me, or did they remove the mycelium from the AT store? No, I actually just saw it. The Alliance Tournament store still has mycelium. I just saw it. Well, I say that. Urbanite. I say I just saw it, and maybe I didn't. Maybe I am incorrect. Nope, right there. Cultivated mycelium. It's now in between transwarp manifolds and the FT hole piercer. So JC says I can beat the fit outpost, but only 10 to 12 hostiles on the 60s or 56. So you're having to do the 53, JC, because that's a significant punch down. So we might need to go through and take a look at how you're approaching it and what you're using. And I just feel like we could do a lot better. Number one, we need to track where your building's at. Mine's at 28. But as an Op 63, you should not have to punch down to 53. I can understand punching down to 56, and maybe you haven't gotten some things where you want them yet. But we can definitely get you higher than that. I feel very confident that we can work on that together. So, because if you're punching down to 53s, that's really, really low. They had Outpost directives. Yeah, regular Outpost directives are in the Alliance Tournament store as one of the additions. Those are, I believe, a Masters League edition. Let me check real quick, because I've got another account pulled up. Let's see. Outpost directives. Actually, don't see them at all. I mean, it might be because this account's too low, but I don't see them at all. I think, though, that is a Masters League only edition. I could be wrong, though. You're an expert. So, okay. So at least expert in Masters. And if y'all have another, like if you're an apprentice, this is what we're looking at right here. I don't see it on the low level account. Let me know where it's at for you, right? So right now there's 4 available essentially. And let me know what level y'all are at that can see it. Protomatter Temporal Disruptors. There's a freebie I can do. Go grab that real quick. And see if there's anybody running. Yep. I'll jump in there. Finally finished level 60 Outpost at level 60. Congrats, Zoran. That is a huge accomplishment. Zoran, feel free to, and if you want, feel free to shoot me a screenshot so we can share with everybody how you did it. That is absolutely great. I mean, getting people to hit at their ops level is huge. Something I certainly try to focus on. So, number one, fantastic job. And number two, let me know how you did it so I can show everybody else. That'd be great. See them in an Adept League. Wow, Dan. They might have, and I don't remember this being in their announcement, but they might have made this available to basically everybody to get more Outpost directives. And if that's the case, well, that is a good addition. All right, I need to stop dilly-dallying and come down here. And we need to do our 125 so we can complete that task. F2P. Convert. This is the Temporal Disruptor task. Again, this becomes really easy in G6 to get this done. There you go, Temporal Disruptors, 125. There's another 10K task completed. And all right, that's running. This is running. All right, We'll wait for another one to spawn. I think I have a launch that I can do. Eviscerator parts, always a good pull. Yeah, if you can speed up your Eviscerator, absolutely. Yeah, it really does come down to the amount of currency you have laying around, right? So, JC, didn't see you post yet, but hey, again, really would love to help you out with Outpost, man. Outpost, good or bad, I mean, there's a lot of good things in that mechanic. So if I can help you, I definitely want to try to help you, my friend. You just let me know where you at. And yes, Corey, the Alliance tournament has started today here on Christmas Eve and will run for the next few days. So I did ask for them to remove relegation, but it doesn't look like they did that. You know, trying to get them to be more courteous to all the different people who are celebrating Christmas. But don't feel pressure either. If you're out there, look, I promise you your game, your friends, your Alliance will understand if you say, hey, I'm not going to get all my tasks done. You know, it's Christmas. I think I really believe they'll understand. So, stuck at work doing a double today. Well, I appreciate you what you do, Corey, because you actually have important stuff. Sydney, I didn't, but again, if you want to send me some screenshots, Sydney, feel free. Triax says, is 51 the lowest outpost we can hit? Yes. If so, I'm going to struggle for a bit with my limited options. I get like 6 to 8 rounds in, but that's it. Still do it for the pass points, but can't refine. Understandable. Yeah, so that is the lowest one. It's like an entry level one. Oh, crap. I don't have any directives. Okay, never mind. But yeah, it's essentially an entry level one, and it starts at level 51. And those are the only ones there. Like there's that, you know, a couple of systems for it. And then they all branch into being Borg and Node, etc., which we recommend everybody focus on the Borg ones. That's another thing I've run into several people who have been trying to do the Node ones, and I've been like, no, do the Borg ones only. They're the easiest of the group. So that's another thing, is make sure you're hitting the right ones. You know, ones that you can try the best as you can to set yourself up for success. So let me go grab one of these. Are there any of these? Oh, all being taken right now. For Alliance Store, I'm 5 FT shards from getting the temporal conduit, but of 549 credits, need 1 credit to get the last 10. Heard. Speaking of temporal conduit, let me see how close I am. Oh, I do have the temporal conduit. Good. I completely forgot about that. So I have the temporal conduit. There you go. And just for knowledge sake, we can pull up the temporal conduit in the spreadsheet that lets us know what all works against Outpost. And this effect does not do anything versus Outpost. I didn't think it would, but it was worth looking into. Anyway, I probably should have put that on the NX01 since nothing's on the NX01. 11 p.m. before you get home from work. That is rough, dude. But again, I appreciate you. I know what you do, and it's important. But still, that's rough, man. And I appreciate you. It's good to hear from you, Corey. And please don't get in trouble at work either. For the Alliance Store, already read that. Where do you collect the Syndicate XP from the Premium Mirror Dust? Finally unlocked it. I'm hoping I'm just overlooking it. That should get added into your poll if I'm remembering it correctly. So if you've already done your poll, you probably have already grabbed it and just did not notice it. But if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, it's in the gifts. So it's part of your regular claim all poll in your gifts section. You've probably been claiming it and forgot about it, but it's in this one. It's one of these, not that one. Which claims it is in the building resources. There we go, right there. There you go. There you go. Think I should toss off 70 in the oven for tomorrow or wait for the weekend spin event? I'd wait for the weekend spin event. Happy to help, Strike. Absolutely happy to. So yeah, what we'll do is when this blows up again, we'll go throw the temporal conduit on this real quick just to use it. And don't forget, today is Zen Deep. So if you are G4 and above, please make sure you go out there and destroy some of these battleships, because you need that premium mirror dust. It's a small drip, but it's the weekly consistent drip that you got. Take advantage of it, chat. Come on, give me another. Oh, gosh, I missed another one. Darn them. Darn them all to heck. Doing the aggregation hostiles event, getting 4 times point with an outpost hold. No Cisco, should be 2 only. Well, don't tell Scopely. Enjoy your added benefit. Yeah, don't go snitching. Shh, keep it to yourself. My Atlanta. Keep it to yourself. If you get positive things that aren't supposed to be happening, enjoy, right? Player beneficial bugs get patched quicker than anything else in this game. There's nothing that gets patched as quickly as a player beneficial bug in STFC. Regular bugs, nah, no big deal. They'll deal with it. A little bit of lag. Holy crap, they're getting more 6-star than they should be. Ban them. Some of y'all don't remember that. There was a time many years ago where one of the people at Scopely Overlordum got really, really upset that players, no other way to put it, took advantage of a game system, and their basic response was they threatened to ban accounts for a refinery glitch in the player's favor. Their argument being, you knew that's not what you're supposed to be getting. Now, obviously, that never happened, but that was the threat, and they were serious about it. That person was very serious about it. So this game, you got to be careful, man. There's some people up there who they take it very personal. Put it that way. They take it very personal. Some of the old timers will remember those days. Gosh, I wish y'all why are y'all not speeding up armadas? Who doesn't speed up armadas in 2025? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We got 10-minute timers here. This is ridiculous. This is how wars start. Rev's ready to start a war so he can get his stuff done. Sean says he remembers. Nice. You remember the firing bug? It was fixed before I even logged on. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is barely anybody even got to take advantage of it. And they were still just incensed. It was crazy. Sydney was here. Very nice. Has the multi-phasic 10K task gone away? No, Triax. I actually just saw it here a few minutes ago. I wonder if I can see it now. Don't have it up now, but yeah, we had it earlier. Ooh, export credits. There we go. Another of the 10K tasks that's so free to play and easy. All right, come on. Spawn me another one. Spawn me the third, please. You see, we've got one of our players hitting hostiles to try to help force spawn the Armada. That is an effective tactic, by the way. And in fact, Game Design themselves have come out and talked about it. Yeah, you can try to help force spawn our Armada by clearing out a hostile on the map. So shout out to him doing that, trying to help make that happen. Scope moves faster than light on anything that benefits the players too much. That certainly is the reputation that they've earned themselves here in STFC. It was 10/16/2019 when the refinery broke. Found it on my Alliance Discord. Really, Shinjo? I love that you went and found it. Also, I didn't really think it had been that long ago. I didn't think it was 6 years. I was thinking 4 years ago. That's crazy, Shinjo, that was 6 years. Holy heck. Oh my gosh, that was right after my 30th birthday. Wow. Okay. You're making me feel old, Shinjo. You can go suck a duck. Get out of here. Making me feel like an old man. Appreciate you. My Atlanta. Okay. All right, let's queue all these up. Start working on them. Making me feel old. Sir, now what happens? Does that help? I mean, it helps me feel a little bit better, does Shinjo? It does. It helps me feel just a smidge better. Thank you. There we go. Some premium mirror dust for our troubles. If you're a homeowner with 3 kids, you ought to be feeling like a fossil. You're not wrong, man. And then all the stuff that's been going on around the house this week. It's, yeah. If y'all are out there, by the way, if y'all are believers, I would not mind if y'all would say some prayers for my oldest, Eli. For those that don't know, he is autistic. We love him very much, but he's been going through a very, very destructive phase lately. It's been very bad. A lot of the house getting literal tore up. So any prayers and thoughts is very much appreciated for that as he's going through a destructive phase. You weren't 50 yet? Mika, you're still not 50, you young man. What do you think are milestones you need to get going up 70 as a free-to-play? I'm 69 currently. Ooh, let me get this launched. There we go. So when you say goals, as in what should you complete? Because I'll be honest, if you're already 69, the goal should be getting to 70 quickly, in my opinion. Just because there's no reason to sit at 69 knowing that you got to get to 70 to work on your Crenshaw or your Enterprise E or your Scimitar, and then obviously your Borg Cube. So for me, 69 is like, there's not a reason to sit at 69 except for the fact that there's a really high cost at, to get to 70. Like, also, because I feel like the way your question's asked, remember, Op 70 is G6, not G7, right? So like you go to Op 70, that's not changing what, form that you're playing the game in. You're still in G6. But if you're already at 69, my goal is to get to 70 so that I can work on those ships, getting the Borg Cube maxed, all that stuff. So that'd be my priority. Back to our refinery real quick so we can get all these pulls done. Just get to rush 70. Yeah, again, and normally I'm not like a rush ops level guy, but again, because that's still a G6 level, there's no reason to just wait on it. Go ahead and enjoy it. Have a good time and go from there. All right, claim, and then we got to come in here and we got to do 16 of these pulls. And that will be all of my Alliance tournament tasks for this account today. I'll be done. Heck yeah. And that's my task for the day. Again, so much easier on a higher level account. Now we just got to figure out all the different things to buy and to spend on. Outpost directives, for example, is tempting, to be honest, just because I've been running them. Hazard particles, I need to go check my research. I need to check all these primes, which Braindig was very kind to share his spreadsheet. Only problem is, Braindig, I'll have to upload that because I don't have Excel, so I'll have to upload that to Google Drive. So, remember killing the Klingon death just back in the day to win certain events very cheap that lasted a while. Then they nerfed it where you couldn't kill them for those events. You talking about the Separatist ones? Because that is a bit of a throwback. If you're talking about the old Separatist runs. Tarka's isolated weapon. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it because I don't have it. At least, hold on. Do I have Tarka's isolated weapon? I don't remember. Tarka's, I do not. Okay, so we can unlock that. Before going 70, you'll probably want the ability to get tier 9 G6 Epic and go to 71. You'll need tier 12. Yeah, I mean, but I would say, again, just because like the major milestones that you have to reach don't really change 69 to 70. There's a slight increase. But, yeah. And yeah, I've used Open Office for years, Braindig. I just don't have it installed because I never use it. I just use Google. I'm a Google fanboy, I guess. Here goes Rev, just another one of them Google fanboys. The burial one's nice. All right, we got anybody here? We have a chance for a couple people to get there, but we only got 2 people in the hole. Cost 10 instead of 100. Yeah, that was a nice little workaround. Again, it's as I tell people, if you find something player beneficial, just enjoy it. Don't be too loud about it. Being loud about it is a great way for it to get patched. As a 73, I strongly urge those considering going to 71 to really consider whether you want to actually do that. All right, well, one of our G7 players essentially advising people against going into G7. Thank you for that. Slag, always appreciate you being here. Corey says they're level 61 and in no hurry. Yeah, I wouldn't be either, right? Now, I obviously have the benefit of different players who will let me play their account. So if I want to play G7, I can do that. And I get it. You want to experience the new thing. You want to experience something different. And G7 certainly is that. But there are absolutely some really high frustrations in G7 right now that, if nothing else, people should be made aware of. And then you make that decision for yourself, right? I am obviously a big proponent of playing in the G range prior to whatever's maxed out. So like right now, I think it's completely healthy and fine to be in G6, right? With G7 out. And that's just, again, a general advice thing to help you avoid the FOMO and all the little things that can make this game incredibly frustrating. So you just got to find what works for you. There is no wrong answer. And if you decide to go into G7, I'll absolutely help you out. We'll level Revenant to scrap for the 3rd evolution. So you scrap a tier 5, tier 10, and then tier 15. Don't forget you want to level up with that as well, right? Don't get to tier 15 and you're level 20, right? You want to make sure you're continuing your leveling up to get credit for that scrap. But it's tier 5, tier 10, and tier 15. Thank you, Braindig. You're amazing. Love you, buddy. Do appreciate you. Braindig's messaging me the spreadsheet. So, you need access. I just need viewer access, and then I can make a copy. There we go. Request has been sent. Thank you, my friend. G7 mechanics, Slag speaking out, are interesting. However, the cost, single faction, and ridiculously low map pools and game design, taking out their misplaced anger on the player base, are tough. See, I don't blame game design as much as I do, and this is my opinion, Slag. If you want to disagree, I'd love for you to expound on it. I blame live ops more than I do game design, but would love to hear your thoughts. Merry Christmas to you as well, Moonlith. It is good to see you. Welcome in. My wife is currently working hard to prepare for guests tomorrow. This will be our first time hosting Christmas, so very excited. Of course, I just don't care about the games as much as I used to. I just finished tearing a ship. Took 20 odd days and didn't speed it up at all. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. In fact, actually, I would actually argue, Corey, you're enjoying the game more, even though you care less. Right? Once you avoid that FOMO and it doesn't bother you anymore, then a lot of things just become simpler, more fun. That's how I view it. And I'm happy for you. Sugar Fatman says they blame live ops for 90% of what's wrong with the game. Fair. For those that don't know, there are different divisions inside STFC. Game design are the ones who create the mechanic of the Outpost, and they create the mechanic of, well, this is how you're going to source FC Cisco and all those other things. And live ops are the ones who design your events. Like people earlier were talking about the aggravation event, appropriately named the aggregation event, and it's milestones. Well, that's live ops. The people who design packs, that's live ops, right? A pack comes out, and I actually saw a brand new one today. First time I've ever seen this one. I don't actually have it on this account. So what I'll do is I'm going to close this account here in a second, and I'm going to show you a new pack alert that popped up on the baby account. First time I've ever seen it. Well, that's live ops doing all that stuff, right? They're the ones controlling all that. So let's swap over to this account. The power of the internet. Woo! See this little sign up here? Little special ticket. Look at that. That's brand new. We got a scroll. What year is it? Is this 1999? We got a scroll on our webpage. Oh my gosh, the fancy feast, baby. I feel like a premier cat and a premier lady. Look, I got a scroll to tell me how special it is. Live ops. They designed this stuff. This is them. That's live ops. Game design, live ops. Those are the people that I have really had an issue with the past 6 months that I feel like have been kind of suffocating the game in a lot of ways. Still think that the game is a lot of fun. Absolutely don't tell people to quit, but I absolutely share many frustrations that some of y'all do over a lot of the decisions that have been made and a lot of the things they've been putting out. So you're 36, you remember 1999? Yeah, I was 10 years old. I remember it. The only reason I really remember 1999, Brett, I'll go ahead and be honest with you, is because I remember all the adults being scared that the world was going to end when 2000 hit. Legitimately, I remember adults being scared. Now, some today, 25 years later, y'all might think that's dumb, but I remember adults being legitimately afraid that all the computers were going to fail and everything was about to go to heck in a handbasket. I remember. So I do specifically remember 1999. So, hey, Austin, it's good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. You were afraid? See, there you go. Denro was afraid. Pepperidge Farm remembers? Yeah. So anyway, I do remember it, even though I was a young lad. But anyway, live ops, with their event structures, I think have had a lot of missteps. Now, also, to be fair to live ops, there have been a lot of things that they've gotten right. I think the balancing that they've been putting out for especially the mid and low levels has been pretty good. I mean, in terms of getting people to progress and helping them out, I do think that they've been doing a pretty solid job. I don't think it's perfect, but I do think it's certainly better than what was there before. And you've seen people have better experiences and are happier at the lower levels right now. So, I mean, those things need to be said and they need to be given credit for it. But especially for you mid and higher level players, you've been running into a lot of frustration and a lot of, forced paywalls. And that can take away a lot of the fun, obviously. I mean, I don't think it's a controversial statement to say that. That takes away a lot of the fun. So, father's a computer programmer, so didn't worry about it. You knew exactly what would happen. It's crazy how mass hysteria works, isn't it? All right, we'll go ahead and drop here. And what do we got a message about? Oh, this is our alliance leader who handles the Starbase. Want me to drop it in a different place. Hey, Hive of Dreams. Hive of Dreams is one of our leadership in Horde on server 710. If you're looking for a new place to live and play and have fun, come join us on Horde on 710. We're the best. Yeah. I remember when computers were for the rich and they were not anything special compared to cheap PCs today. Patriot, I don't remember those days, but I believe you that they existed. I absolutely believe you that they existed. All right, we'll come over here and we're going to work on this 10K task that I've got to do. I'm going to go work on this 10K task. All right, back into focus. I know I rabbit trailed everybody, but back to focus. Comments, questions. Do y'all have any questions about what's going on in the game? Do you have any questions and comments about Alliance tournaments? I want to make sure I'm helping out everybody. I know I can ramble on because I ramble on. But comments, questions, hit me with them. For the Alliance tournaments, Zindi Hostiles, why do the Zindi Reptilians score, but the Zindi Aquatic don't? I don't have that answer. I don't have that answer. Merry Christmas to you as well, HSF guy. Looks like a bacon fish to me, but good to see you. My first PC had no hard drive, ran off of floppies. RAM could be purchased in 1 megabyte chips at $100 each. Yikes. Those are certainly different times. Those are certainly very different times. Account reviews, we don't have time for that, James, but we will be resuming that next week. I just didn't plan on doing it this time around. So, did we lose this? What? We lost this battle? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All right. Whoa. I don't have the right crew in. I forgot I don't have the right crew for this. It's got butt stomped. I need to swap my crews around. Commodore 64 with a tape cassette drive. Yeah, again, I can't relate. Can't relate. Y2K is an example of what happens when a calamity is prevented. Humans tend to assume that all the prevented stuff was unneeded. But for us dinosaurs who were there, that stuff went wrong. Oh, slag. You and your doomsday. We love you, buddy. All right, so let me go see. Do I actually have a solid below deck, by the way? I'm very proud of what I've put together here. Although I should have Wrath of Khan Carol. Well, she's on another ship doing the same thing, so I guess it's fine. But still, good loadout. Could definitely change some things around, but for a level 38, I'm pretty proud of that. Could throw Harry Kim up there instead of Badgie. That'd make a little bit more sense. All right, but we do need to get Chen. Go grab her. All right, comments, questions, chat. It's just me, or does every alliance have that one guy whose focus is to purely do the starbase and keep all the knowledge to themselves? Well, yeah, I think there is. I mean, truthfully, it gives my alliance more things to like unify over and do. So we enjoy it, even though it's poopy. Yep. You have had a PC in my house since 1981. So we're all ready for the computer glitch that was possibly going to happen. 1981. Wow, I didn't even, that sounds rude. I didn't realize that there were personal computers in 1981. I didn't realize that was a thing yet. I'm not trying to be rude. I apologize. I'm not trying to be a butt. I didn't realize that was a thing yet. I thought that didn't really happen until like the 90s. So whenever like 3.1 and Windows 95 came out. So my bad. I'm not trying to make you feel old, but dang. Also, Brandon, thank you very much for this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's organized. That is very organized, sir. I like it. I need to get around to doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a copy of that. All right, let's try to hit these again real quick and see if I can't finish these out, and that will hopefully. Wow, what do I usually run on this? Because I feel like I beat these pretty often. Why am I suddenly dying on these? I've certainly beat these in the past. Why am I suddenly dying on these? I don't understand why I'm suddenly dying. I've definitely farmed those in the past. All right, well, we're just going to go farm the 38s. I don't know why the 40s are giving this account trouble. I know I've done it before. So, I don't know. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right, we need to reload because my chat is now broken and my chat's not loading. So we're going to have to reload chat real quick. Give me just a second, y'all. It's not y'all's fault. It's just my game don't love me sometimes. All right, YouTube. Let's see. Live chat. There we go. Now I've got everybody back. Sorry about that, y'all. You change up an FC? No, I didn't. It's a good idea, but no, mine are still the same. Only thing I can think of is that I did move things around to have better performance. So basically, I made a second PvE crew for the Reliant to just go out every day. And some of the really good ones are down here. Maybe that's part of it. But I'll be honest, I don't really know. But I'll just do these 38s. Deja, this is a level 38 account, man. I don't have Deja's Torah in group. This is a baby account. And the Explorers are the hardest. That could have been it, Ace. I could have been hitting I was hitting the Explorers. I probably should have been avoiding those. What's the best AFK hunting crew for the Reliant? I mean, that can be many different things based on tier and research. Like the Wesley crew that our friend Tiberius did a video on is a good one. So we had computers in the late 80s, but not at home. Atari and Nintendo game systems were our home computer. Heard. I don't know. Apparently somebody had one in 1981. So speed up strategy. Do people camp for a while and then speed up all buildings to next camp level? That's how I tend to do it, Swift. Like, actually, I'm curious. I'm going to go hit something that isn't Explore. That's how I typically do it. As in, like, if I'm at 42, I'm trying to get to 46 as quickly as possible. That's how I approach it. Use Loot Enterprise EPA card. Rachel, yeah, that's another good crew. Well, artifacts will appear like Glavin in the temporal artifact restoration section. There are several ones. They are, I believe they are appropriately marked on our spreadsheet. I could be wrong on that. Let me see. Artifacts. Let's see. I think they're all the ones that should be marked temporal. Let me see. Yeah, anything that has the temporal restoration in it. Let me double check that. Yeah. So if we go to the spreadsheet, again, this is on the Discord. Can't read that very well. Hold on. There we go. So if you look over here, anything that says temporal restoration on it, those will get added in. So like if you come down to the Glavin, temporal restoration. Nice Q snap. Thank you, Galvin. I've been working really hard on it. Now, not everybody does get added in. For example, Anorax's data pad. That is... So we can do a quick comparison, make sure this is accurate. Store. Temporal. Yeah, and see, no data pad. Oh, I still got to finish my portal. Still got to finish my portal. So yeah, this spreadsheet, and again, this is in my Discord. You're looking for any of the ones that'll say temporal restoration as part of the sourcing mechanic here. Those will get added in. So if you like get the Glavin, you'll see it start appearing in that spot. It's also handy to keep in, keep with you for Alliance tournaments for when you're doing that 10K task. So how do you get the Reliant for free? Turn in every day in your Augment faction. Your Augment faction has a turn in, and you just do the turn in every day. So right here, USS Reliant. Then came Giant Floppy Apple PC. Yeah, all before my time. But at the same time, I respect what came before me. Appreciate it. First PC at school was a Commodore 64 with cassette tape games. And it's crazy you even refer to that as a PC. Because my brain's like, that's just it's a gaming console. And I've actually already unlocked the Glavin on this account, by the way. So this account has 58% ISO at level 38. Pretty happy with that. All right, let's hit these. I don't remember. Let's see how we do against the 40. Oh, we took it out. There we go. Not great performance, but certainly better. Let's see how we do against the Interceptor. Oregon Trail for the win. I remember that. Got your Reliant yesterday for free. Congratulations, Caleb, on unlocking the Reliant. That is awesome, man. Congrats, man. Yeah, the Reliant, the nostalgia factor is huge for me. Just because of what the Reliant is. You know, the Reliant is hands down one of my favorite parts of Star Trek history, Star Trek lore. So acquiring it for that reason was freaking fantastic. But even beyond that, it's a good ship. All right, so Interceptors, yeah, we took out pretty easily. It's specifically stay away from the Explorers. Interceptor, we could just feast off those. We could do pretty fine. But let's go back to the 38 just so I can get this task done. And now I'm, again, just don't do this because you continuum loop very often. So same level, that's not too bad. I mean, it's 40 hostiles, but it'll be all right. Where in the world was Carmen Sandiego? Never really did that one. The Reliant is so expensive. No, it's not. It's the same price as anything else in terms of like unlock path. It's a 100-day unlock path. 200 days if you want to slow roll it. One day from having enough BPs for a second Reliant. So Slag, are you going to build a second Reliant? Legitimate question. Are you going to make a second? I know I've seen several people doing that. Now, the Serene Squall, I can kind of get a second Serene Squall. Y'all know how I feel about mining, but at least understand it. I don't really get the desire that a lot of people have for like second Reliance and stuff. I don't really get that one. But you wouldn't be alone in having that. I've run into a lot of players who have gotten multiple versions of specialty ships. I personally wouldn't do it, but again, I've seen it happen so much. I gotta at least talk about it. And let me jump back in here to this refinery. Let's see, our territory. Okay, cool. I can do all the pulls. You'd like a second GS31 for waves and a dump mats for COTA? Yeah, see, I can see the argument for dumping mats for COTA. I mean, I get that. And that's certainly worth mentioning. I guess for me, it's just I just don't want to put for the effort of doing it again. But I get it. If you want to be very efficient, having more of those special ships available for COTA is useful. So it's a good call out. You can go do that pull. And go do this pull. Get all of our speed ups. Get all of our stuff. And then last but not least, our mega claim. I'm actually going to save that. I need to go to 40 plus so I can start taking the Reliant up a little bit higher as well. That's another thing that I'm needing to do. Supreme Providence, let me go ahead and pay for that. Don't really need it, but we'll pay for it anyway. All right, officers. Hugh needs to get leveled up. I don't have enough for him. Don't have Gwenda Marco unlocked yet, but getting close. Anorax don't have another good one to have. So again, solid sourcing, but I've been focusing more on the rares. You see like Blonde Torres and stuff. And I could get, not bad, 49. The GS31 is more than worth it for waves. Yeah, you're not wrong. GS31 is great for waves. My only rebuttal is I can do the GS31. Well, I can do the waves with one GS31. I don't need two, right? But I hear you. Like, you're not wrong. I absolutely hear you. So, Titan blueprints. I need to eventually get the Titan. That's another thing I need to eventually do is get the Titan. I need to be doing all these so I can get up to neighbor. So we need to go do that as well. There's a long list of things to work on here on this low-level account. Hey, Bartman, good to see you. Welcome in. Hemi says they love battleships. Interceptors are okay. Finding myself using explorers more now, mainly because I have stronger explorers. That's fair. Yeah, it also style ends up, mattering a lot in these conversations as well. Like, what style of player are you? And for me, being a lot of PvP, that means I do a lot of interceptors. Oh, crap. Come on, give me the Armada. There we go. Sorry. Got the other screen up at the same time. You want all movie and TV name ships as well as DS9? I've been pushing for D-Space Nine. We actually had this conversation on Twitch the other night. I'm pushing for DS9 to be a skin that also gives more docks in game. I think that's a win-win for Scopely. I think it's a win-win for players. Everybody wants that DS9 skin. I know I do. So I'm going to keep pushing for that, and I encourage y'all to join with me in that. Would getting the Reliant be a bigger priority before start getting deeper in the augment grind? I mean, yes and no. I mean, the Reliant makes the augment grind easier, but I would still be doing my augment grind without the Reliant. I mean, and I did that on this account. I did that on the 63 account that y'all see. I would definitely recommend putting forth full effort into getting the augment faction worked on, just because there's so much. Again, Fleet Commander, arguably the best below deck officer in the game, good favors, Glavin, which most people don't have, the extra dock, which free-to-plays are not going to have, the best FT in the game with the Quantum Slipstream. The augment faction just is loaded with very, very good high-value stuff. So I would have everybody working on augment who can as early as level 26. Just because it has so much good stuff in it and will be relevant for quite some time, right? You're still going to have relevant, or it's still going to maintain relevance into next year because of all the things that it provides. So yeah, sure, do it more. Like if you can do more, but ultimately be doing it at all times. And the Reliant just makes it easier to start getting some of those trophies, which is the main benefit of the Reliant, or the trophies that it gives you. So you can then do the cons challenges, a lot of them. Yeah. Will they have Sarius? I have no idea, Galvan. Why PvP equal preference for interceptors? Typically, interceptors have better impulse speed and better firing patterns for PvP. Not to mention, Interceptor Strike Team is still right now the best overall PvP crew in the game. However, the Hierarch and such have certainly started the process of dethroning. Yeah. Most people don't have that, though. So when the cube as Battleship Strike Team, does it make its weapon hit a lot because of the extra hits? Because the cube has a lot of guns. I mean, Battleship Strike Team is very effective on the cube, but that said, You'll find a lot of high levels are using other things like Specialist 7, Honor Guard Wharf, etc. Again, depending on what they're fighting. And that plays a big role in it, as well as what is the target player that you're fighting, whether that be in arenas or a territory battle or just a regular battle in STFC. The target matters a lot, especially the target crewing. So just little things to keep in mind. Battleship Strike Team, generally speaking, is solid, but there's probably a better crew available depending on where you're fighting and when you're fighting. Arenas being another example of how you play in arenas can be very different than just a regular PvP battle that you just happen to be taking a part of in space. All right. Merry Christmas to you as well, Ball Trick. Appreciate you for stopping in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Love your Titans, as GT. It's carried me through a lot of late G6 along with the GS31. Titan's a solid bird. Yeah, I mean, the 66 rares are good. Now, I've had good success with my 63 uncommons, but again, that's just because the game has changed and the economy is updated. But yeah, absolutely. Let's see, what are the comments, the questions? Try not to skip anything. What op should I get the GS31? 45. I mean, I would really focus on getting the GS31 as soon as you become available at the level to do that. 100%. GS31 is the key to mastering solo waves. Right? The only complaint I have about waves right now is that Outposts are taking all my daggum slots, but GS31 makes waves easy. And that's the best way to put it. So absolutely get it as soon as you can. If that means combining the free-to-play path that you have, whether the special ship comes through a refinery or a faction, just because we talked about multiple here, or by using event stores, yeah, get it as quickly as you can. Now, there are some that we can argue maybe aren't as important, like the Vindicator. I think it has a niche use. But GS31, Relativity, those are Revenant. Those are very high on the acquire list in today's game. I want to encourage everybody to get those quickly and start working on them. The Relativity can be, in terms of power, your strongest ship in G4 and G5 and parts of G6, just because of how strong it gets. And that has value to a lot of people too. Picked up 100 GS31 blueprints as a event store. Yeah, I wouldn't fault you at all for that. Like, that is a completely logical use of your time and limited resources. Now, some people might go, hey, you could have got, this prime or whatever. And while that's true, like, not taking away from that being a true statement, end of the day, the special ships can provide a lot, whether it be materials, whether it be access, whether it be punching up. And yeah, I'm not going to fault anybody for going in that direction at all. So, and of course, Star Wars fan, I try to answer every question I can. Like, my goal is to be very community oriented CC. It's very important to me to be that. So, yeah. Rev's the best. Well, thank you, Chatter. That's very kind. I won't necessarily agree, but I appreciate the compliment. It's very nice of you to say. And we are almost done. Almost done with this 3,000 points. And, oh, wow. We got some big points really early on here. I'm trying to remember see if I recognize any of these. I think I recognize For the Win. Definitely don't want to get relegated. Let's see, we've had 26. Those numbers are weird. Is it just me, chat, or are those numbers not numbering right? I mean, that's some Scopely math right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 18, 19, 21, 23, 26. There's some Scopely math going on right there. I assume it's registering that somebody's picked up a task and not completed it yet. I don't know. But that was some Scopely addition right there. Woof. I'm Oz 42 and have the ability to either get the NSCA or the NX01. Which would you suggest of those two to get first? That's a good question. I would say the NX01, particularly because we're talking about Alliance tournaments today. Alliance tournaments, one of the easiest 10K tasks you can do, the free-to-play ones, is thanks to the NX01, so I would say the NX01. But obviously, both of them are good. The NSCA is going to be a big push for Mirror, right? The actual Mirror loop, which has a lot of great researches in it. So you definitely want to do that. But then also in terms of like things that impact every month that you can plan for. The NX01, the sooner you start it, the sooner you can start to take advantage of that 10K task. And that's obviously more currency and just more things that you can do. And let's see, where is my currency at right now? I think I'm at 80,000 of the Alliance tournament currency on the G6 account, which means that I basically have options to pull almost anything. And that's where you want to get to. So I know Scopely adding stuff from the outside of Star Trek was a big issue, but if they were to do it again, from what universe would you want them to pull from? It had to be something that Paramount owns. So Kings of Tulsa King. There you go. Yep. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't have to. Merry Christmas to you, EM8. Welcome in. I'm working on the Enterprise. Which PvP crew should I focus on? Carol, Honor Guard Wharf, Specialist 7, or Lorca, and then Explorer Strike Team be the two main ones. Now, that's assuming, you know, you're not a high-level player who has access to like the Hierarch and Ezri Dax, because if you do, Hierarch, Ezri Dax, Honor Guard Wharf is a fantastic run as well. It depends on who you have. We need a Battlestar. Battlestar Galactica is pretty great. It's pretty great. I wonder if there's a Battlestar Galactica mod in X4. Let's find that out. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up for the day. I got some more work to do, but my DMs will be open if anybody needs to reach out to me. I appreciate y'all. I do hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thank you to those who donated to the channel to support me and my family. Remember, if you want to support, the best way is to head over to our website, revdeuce.com. Sign up on our website, revdeuce.com monthly. That can help you help me the best way that you can. That way we can keep making content and we can keep pushing the overlords to make this game better and other games better. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Live long and plunder. If you have any other questions, hit me up. My DMs are always open. And that's it. Roll out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.